Hey everybody, my name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I wasn't intending to be back in the kitchen quite this quickly, but I do have a few things going on that I thought I'd go ahead and bring you all along for. We have to make a pasta salad for work on Tuesday. Today is Sunday. I really want to get it made up today so it has time to sit, and I always think they taste better on about day 2 than if you make them the day before. So we're gonna get that made up tonight so that Sunday night it can sit and it'll be ready on Tuesday. I'm going back for more on those English muffins that we made together last weekend. I'm making another round of those, and I do have a little trick up my sleeve to speed that up. I struggled with the eggs last time, and that's not gonna happen this time. I have a trick for the eggs I can't wait to show you all. The other thing is I thought I would throw a jambalaya in the crock pot, and I'll show you what I do to just kind of stretch a regular box of Zatarains Jambalaya. I personally love it. I think it's delicious. I eat it pretty regularly. It freezes well, it reheats well. It's just a good dish to have. So I'm gonna make that, let the crock pot do the work while we get started on everything else. I've got pasta boiling right now, and I'll show you guys what else is happening. So before we get started, I just want to say that I have made this on the stovetop, in a crock pot, in an Instant Pot. However you want to make it, however works for you, it's going to turn out just fine. I've got everything here that we're going to put in it. The only thing that you're not seeing is a half of an onion that I have left over, and I am going to add just a little bit of oil. I say the fat of your choice. If you want oil, butter, if you've got some leftover bacon grease, that'll be fine. I came up with this just because I needed a way to stretch a box of Zatarains. I think there were more people there for lunch than what I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be a couple of us, and there ended up being quite a few people there that I needed to feed, and this was what I had ready and everything for. So I started out with just a regular box of Zatarains Jambalaya mix. I like to buy the low sodium if I think about it. I obviously didn't do that this time. But we are also going to put in, normally I prefer just smoked sausage. This is a kielbasa. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I have a can of black beans that I canned myself. There's some diced tomatoes. If you have fire roasted tomatoes, that would be fantastic. We've got some corn that we're going to put in. These, get these up where you can see them. These are bell peppers that I dehydrated. The ones at the top just weren't as many colors as the ones at the bottom. The ones in the bottom I got a sale on a lot of orange and yellow bell peppers. There's a few red and green in there too, but the ones at the top are just mostly green and red, so that's the only difference. And back there in the back is that spinach powder. We're going to put that in there. And I did use a Crockpot liner. I like them. I think they're fantastic. I don't want to clean this Crockpot. This is the older one. It works primo, but it doesn't have the lift out crock inside of it. So I'm going to just make this easier on myself and not have to scrub that. So literally all I'm going to do is chop up that half an onion, chop up the sausage, and start throwing things in the crock pot. We'll be back. All right, I've got everything in our crock pot now except for the bell peppers and the spinach and just a little bit of olive oil. And of course, then I'll have to add the water. So just so you guys can see how much I'm adding, I'm just adding a couple tablespoons of the spinach powder. And I'm going to do the same with these peppers. Maybe about a quarter cup or so of these bell peppers. And then a very scientific measurement of a glug or two of olive oil. And that's it. I'm going to get the water in this, the lid on, and I'm going to let it go on high for a couple hours. We'll just check it. It shouldn't take a terribly long time. This is just a real hands-off way so that I don't have to really babysit this one. Okay, this is what I'm excited about for the eggs. I've got one last sausage going. Otherwise, I put the bread under the broiler this time and just let it toast up a little bit more. It was delicious the last time, but, you know, why not try something different? This has a maple leaf on it. These were Dash mini griddles that I got. Sorry. I got these at Halloween. One had a I think, a ghost. One has a pumpkin, and one had this leaf. So we are going to see if I can keep the yolk in the center, fry this egg without overcooking it, and get it on our bread. Stay tuned. The light just went off. I don't know if that means it's all the way done. We're fixing to find out. Oh, let me grab this last sausage. It can go on here. Okay, no, that's definitely not done. You can see it's still pretty jiggly. So we're gonna just close that. This light was on and it had gone off, but I thought that was pretty quick. So while that is going, I'm gonna crack another egg and get another one ready to go. That yolk broke a little bit. Darn it. I don't know why I've been struggling so much lately with cracking these yolks. So the last time I didn't overcook my eggs. I certainly didn't undercook them, but I didn't, oh gosh, how am I going to get this out? Let me grab a fork. So I left them a little bit runny the last time because I knew I was going to be microwaving them, and I didn't want them to be... Literally, eggs never stick to these things. But today they are. Okay. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. It's still going on the sandwich. Okay. That was a bad plan. Let me try to clean this out. We'll try it one more time. Sorry, my phone started ringing. My mom was calling me. She had to go to the doctor today because she wasn't feeling well. So I got this cleaned up and I did spray it with some Pam. I don't usually ever have to do that with these, but today I did, so it's okay. On this sandwich over here, it doesn't look as good as I wanted it to, but it's going to be fine. I am still going to make up some more of that honey mustard dressing that we did the last time because that was fantastic. And we're going to see if this second egg doesn't go a little bit better. I really wanted to use this because I thought it was going to make them the perfect size, but this is the first one that I have used that wasn't, like I have the waffle iron one, but this was the first one I've used that wasn't just a regular griddle. So I might need to have to invest in another one. I thought these would be more fun though, you know? Like it's got a whole freaking leaf on it. I'm going to give this a couple more seconds. I keep thinking, oh, it's going to be ready. It's already not sticking up here at the top. So that's good. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can pick this up now. Try not to give you guys my whole arm. Oh, yeah. Oh, that yolk is a little bit runny, but not bad. And what I was saying earlier was I found that if I didn't overcook them too much, then by the time I microwaved them, they weren't too far done either. They weren't too well done. Or rubbery. You know, sometimes like a microwaved egg can be kind of rubbery. I didn't get that with this. So I'm not going to spray it again. That looks so good. I'm going to salt and pepper this over here. We've made good progress. I've been working for about an hour. I had 2 different types of pasta that I got cooked, so that's cooling for our pasta salad. We've got jambalaya in the crock pot here. That is cranking away. We've got these breakfasts almost done. This is looking really good. Like I said the other day, I'll take those eggs home with me, or the eggshells home with me, and we'll give those to the chickens later. You can also use them in your garden. They're also really good, like, to put in with your tomato plants. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to cook up some more of these eggs. Hopefully it's going to continue to go well, and we'll get this part of it wrapped up. We seem to have it down now. These last 2 eggs look perfect. I'm going to get this one in. I want to see, grab this real quick. Sorry for the arm shot there. I wanted to see if you could really see the leaf on there, and you really can. That's funny. It's the little things, right? So while that egg is going, let me crack the last one that we need. Trying to be gentler, opening these so that I don't break that yolk. It doesn't matter, I just don't want to. And I'm gonna make up that honey mustard dressing. Mustard. Honey. And I needed extra mayonnaise for these pasta salads, so I just grabbed a little jar of Duke's. Let's mix this up. See if it's good or if it needs something else. I think I'm going to put a little more mustard. This is a little more light than what we made the other day, and I really, really liked the flavor of what we made the other day. Darn, I don't know. That tastes really, really good. Let's add just a little more mustard and just the teensiest more honey. There. Ooh. How you doing, egg? Oh, you look good. I've been trying to use a combination of the fork to get it lifted and then the tongs to carry it. Oh. Okay, these fit just so perfect on here. I think I have a little bit of shell in this egg. Let me get that out. I've been using the DJI Osmo Pocket camera on the gimbal. It has a gimbal on it. It's built into it, but I've been using it on this new handle that I have for it that also connects to my phone, because I really like the picture with this camera better, but it's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to see this teeny tiny screen. I'm always taking my glasses on and off because I need my glasses off to see the tiny screen on the DJI Osmo. But I can see, obviously, my phone screen fine. So, being able to do it this way is working perfectly. That's looking good. I'm going to salt and pepper these couple eggs here. Oh, if you do these, I always tried to get them out of the freezer the night before, but one night I didn't, and I was like, it's gonna be okay, I'll let it sit out for like an hour before I microwave it. That was a bad move on my part because it didn't thaw enough, so it just wasn't as good as when I took the time to take it out of the freezer the night before and let it thaw out So when we cooked it, I only had to microwave it for like 30 seconds. I did 45 the first couple of days, and it made the bread kind of tough. So I much prefer giving it just about 30 seconds. It was great. We're gonna let this last egg cook, and then I'm gonna get the sauce put on and let these cool. We're still letting the pasta cool, so it'll be a little bit before we come back and start assembling that pasta salad. One of my friends, she was watching the videos, and she mentioned to me that she was afraid putting the honey mustard on these would make the top soggy, that it wouldn't have enough barrier to keep it from getting soggy. I did not notice any sogginess except for with one. It had a really thin top on it. So I've tried to make sure that I left plenty of top on these, and that's also why I crisped these a little bit more under the broiler than I did the first round. So you can definitely tell as we used that cooker that our eggs got better. These first couple, I mean, we're eating them, so it's not a big deal. It's gonna be fine, but they don't look as pretty as we got going, found our rhythm on that. But anyway, so I'm just going to let these cool, wrap these up. I'm not going to take you guys through all that again. You've seen it before. I'm going to stir the jambalaya here shortly and clean up the mess that we've made. Start getting ready for the pasta salad. So we are back. We've gotten quite a bit done. The jambalaya is looking fantastic. I got all the McMuffins put in the freezer except for one, which I left out for tomorrow. The pasta salads are ready to go. I got the pasta cooked and cooled, and I'm doing two. They're the exact same one, but one's going to be made with gluten-free pasta and the other's made with just a regular flour pasta. One of my friends at work, she is trying to be gluten-free. I probably should try to be gluten-free. I do tend to feel a whole lot better when I'm not eating gluten, but we all make choices, and that's where I am right now. So the only thing that I'm doing different with hers is that she does not like black beans, so I haven't put black beans in hers. In the regular flour pasta, I did put a jar of the black beans that I put up. When I canned those, I put just a little bit of garlic powder and dehydrated onion in there too, and I think a little bit of salt and pepper. They smell delicious. I was really, really pleased with the way they smell. I do have to get the cherry tomatoes cut up. I'll go ahead and get those. The thing is, I can't exactly remember what the base is for this taco pasta salad. I was thinking that it was sour cream and mayonnaise, but I think I got that confused with a taco dip that I make. That's sour cream and mayonnaise and taco seasoning, and you mix that up. I usually do it in the stand mixer because it really has to whip together for like 10 minutes or so. So I don't think that's what this is. I think, the more I think about this one, I think it's just a mayonnaise base with the taco seasoning in it. So we're going to try that. I do have some sour cream set out so we can see if I need to add anything more. I'll show you guys everything else that we're putting in it, and we will get started. So this is it. This is everything I've got. You can see the flour pasta that has the black beans already in it. I honestly just did that because I wanted to get the colander in the dishwasher so I can get that started here shortly. Other things we're going to add are some corn, bacon bits, the Mexican blend cheese, and tomatoes. I'm going to chop those in half. These are really small, so I'll just probably have these. If they were bigger, I could do them into thirds. But I think that's going to be fine. And I have a mixing bowl there. I have a little bit of this taco seasoning left in this big jar. But I have a packet also if I need more. So we'll start getting this mixed up, and I'll let you know if it's just a mayonnaise base or if I'm going to add sour cream. Now I have just this little jar of Duke's. I've used a little bit out of it. This is 1 pint. That's about 2 cups. So that's probably all I'll use. Is just, I'm going to dump that whole jar into that mixing bowl with the taco seasoning and just see how it goes. We're absolutely winging this. This is my aunt's recipe. But I should have checked with her before I made this, but I think I can do it. I don't see how any of this is going to be bad once we get it going. Have you guys seen that trick where if you have a lot of cherry tomatoes that you need to slice up, you just put them in between like two lids and then run your knife through and it cuts them all in half? I've done that before. These are the tiniest cherry tomatoes though that I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen any quite this small, so I don't know that that would work as well on these. I got my friend that doesn't like black beans, she also doesn't like tomatoes, but she has said that I can put the tomatoes in her gluten-free pasta salad. So I'm gonna go easy on those. I have a few in there. I might add a few more. I also have another container of these tomatoes. I just can't get over how teeny tiny these ones are. But I have another container of these if I need to use those. I will bring you guys back once we have all the tomatoes ready, and we're going to just kind of start assembling these pasta salads. I'll probably go ahead and get my mayonnaise and taco seasoning mixed together too. So while I'm just sitting here slicing up cherry tomatoes, I wondered what your all's favorite pasta salad is. What your favorite ingredient is in a pasta salad. I really, really love this taco pasta salad, but I also really like a more Italian style with like Olive Garden's dressing in it, and I'll put maybe a little pepperoni or salami, some artichoke hearts in there. I love capers in my pasta salad. So I didn't know what your all's favorite ingredient was. If you have a favorite ingredient or favorite type of pasta salad, tell me what your favorite is. I would love to know. Pasta salad is one of my favorite things, especially in the summer, because I can go and pick so many of the ingredients for it just out of the garden. That's my favorite thing in the summertime. If I need cherry tomatoes for a dish, like, give me 5 minutes, I'll be right back. And I can just go get them. That is truly my favorite thing about the summer and having a garden. Here's where we are now. I do think I should have waited to put the tomatoes in until after I had gotten the dressing part of it. Oh, Lord mercy. I think I should have waited on putting the tomatoes in until I got the dressing stirred into this pasta, because I think it's just going to kind of break up the tomatoes and even the black beans. But I did add the dressing mix and tomatoes, black beans. That's all I've got. Oh, bacon bits. Duh. I added some bacon bits. But I think I was right. I tasted of it after I got just the mayonnaise stirred up with the taco sauce. And I think I was right. I think it was not taco sauce, taco seasoning. So I think I was right on that. And the other thing is, after I get it mixed up, if I feel like I need to add more tomatoes, I definitely can. I don't have any more black beans with me, but I can always just grab a can. I don't think I'm going to need any more black beans than what's in here. I am slinging this all over the place. But pasta salads are one of those dishes, like I was mentioning earlier, that the longer they set, the better they are. This isn't, right now it just tastes like some sauce on some noodles. But if you let it sit and kind of marinate together for a while, it doesn't look great. Like, it's nothing exciting to look at. I got the Fiesta blend cheese for this. It seemed appropriate. If you don't have this, you can just use regular cheddar cheese. I'm sure I've done that before. I used to make this constantly. After I had it at like a family function, I was down for it. That side of my family, we don't get together very often. And so when I had it, I was like, this is amazing. I want this forever. And I would just make it just because it was a random Saturday and I wanted it.
Stephanie, here is your reminder. Check the ham.
So that was my ALEXA, because
here is your reminder. Check the ham.
When I was at home today, I put a ham in the oven, and then Mom is going to get it out for them to have for dinner tonight, and I had to leave. So that's my reminder to call my mom and remind her that there's a ham in the oven. She had to go to town. She wasn't feeling well. I mentioned that before too. She wasn't feeling well. She had to run to the doctor. She's good. Just a little sinus infection. We've all had it. I had it earlier this year and it turned into pneumonia. So that was really fun. I'm going to get a different spoon for this just to avoid any cross-contamination. I know that my friend that I'm making this for specifically, it won't hurt her if I use the same spoon. But if there's somebody else that does have celiac or is way more sensitive to that gluten, I just want to be aware of that and make sure that I don't do any cross-contamination for it. All right, so new spoon. I have just a little bit of this dressing also left in the bowl. So I'm hopeful that I've eyeballed this correctly and I'm not going to have to make up another batch. I'm hoping this bowl is just a shade too small to do this well, but we're going to make it work. I should have done the same thing. I should have mixed this up really well. We've got these pretty well mixed up. My corn is still a little bit frozen, so I'm going to wait to add that in just until it softens up a little bit more. I want to taste both of these, like I said, for seasoning. And a trick that I've learned is, it's hard to do if I'm not going to a spoon, but if you're going, you can just put it in your other utensil, have a taste. I think that one could use a little bit of salt. Let's check out this one. Now with this one, there's more going on, so I want to try to get a black bean and a tomato. I want to try to get as much of it as I can. Same thing. I think this one needs a little more cheese. And I think they both can use just a pinch of salt. Not a ton of salt. But that fork that I just used, because I didn't stick it in anything and then lick off of it, I can still use it. Just put more of it with these spoons on the fork and have another little taste test. And I haven't done any cross-contamination or with my coworkers' food. I'm sure they appreciate that. Let me also add the extra cheese into this one. I am going to put corn in this one, in both of these. And I also still went light on the tomatoes, just because if they're going to be picked out, I didn't want to give everybody a ton to pick out of there. All right, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. The salt makes that better. I didn't even stir that one yet. I just put all the salt on top of it and I didn't even stir it yet, I don't think. So that bite was pretty salty, but I don't mind it. I really like things a little saltier than probably most people do. So I'm not the best judge. Like if I think it's too salty, I think that bite was too salty. So if I think it's too salty, it's definitely too salty for anybody else. That's better. Now, let's have one more go. Also, this is just an excuse for me to keep eating it. Come on. Delicioso. I'm going to get lids on these, let them chill in the fridge, and then I'll get the corn put in. I do want to bring you guys over here and show you the jambalaya. It is looking great. I don't know if you guys can hear that simmering away, but it is looking great. The only thing that I might do differently on this, and this is completely up to you, it's your preference. If you have Cajun seasoning and you want to add like a little Slap Your Mama or Tony's into this, you absolutely can. At my house, we tend to make things a little more on the mild side because my mom really doesn't like any spice at all. So we tend to make food that we can spice up on the back end. Once we plate it up, we can kind of make it a little spicy. Mom really doesn't eat jambalaya though. It's too spicy just as it is for her. But anyway, that is something you can do if you want a little extra kick. Add some Tony's, add some Slap Your Mama, whatever you prefer. But this is looking good. I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer. You can see those bell peppers in there. Those are the ones that were dehydrated, and we just stuck in fully dehydrated. The box called for 2.5 cups of water, and I added about 3 cups just to give it a little extra because I did have those dehydrated vegetables. And I knew that the black beans would puff up a little bit more too. I knew those would soak up a little more water. And I also really like using the smoked sausage like this cut into rounds because it lets that smoked sausage kind of soak up some of that goodness too. So I'm real pleased with that. That's what I'm probably going to have for dinner. And it's been a good day. All right, guys, I think we're about done. We got quite a bit done today. We got the breakfast made for this week. I got 2 pasta salads made to take to work on Tuesday. And I have jambalaya in the crock pot. That's going to be ready to dig into in just about another half hour or so. I still have a few things left to do. I did get the dishwasher going. I've got to switch the laundry so that I have clothes to wear to work tomorrow. Got to get the trash out. The recycling is at least been put in the bin. So we're getting there. I got the kitchen fairly well cleaned up. I'm going to have to feed some puppies or else they're going to riot in here. So I hope you guys have had fun hanging out with me. It's been fun as always. I very much enjoy spending time in the kitchen, even though I didn't plan to do this video today. I hope that it finds you well and maybe you find something you'd like to try. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have family or friends that you think might enjoy this video, please feel free to hit that share button down below and send it to them. Don't forget to leave me any comments or questions that you have. I'll see all of them that you all leave. And until next time, I hope that you have an amazing day. And if you're in the kitchen, I hope everything turns out well. Have a good one.